Matt Brown's final public timeline does not begin with a headline. It begins near a river in Washington with an unidentified man, a 911 call, and a family that, for hours, could not say with certainty whether the person authorities were searching for was the former Alaskan Bush People star viewers had followed for years. By the time Bear Brown spoke publicly, the story had already moved from concern to something much heavier. A body had been found in the Okanogan River. Bear said it had been positively identified as Matt. He also said their brother Noah was at the scene, helped recover him, and identified him. But even after that confirmation, the most difficult question was still not fully answered. What exactly happened in Matt Brown's final moments remains under official review. That is where this case becomes more than a celebrity death report. It becomes a timeline with gaps, public statements, family grief, and one major line that must not be crossed: the difference between what is known, what is believed, and what has not yet been officially determined. For verified entertainment updates without the rumors, subscribe to Starline Entertainment. The first documented public sequence begins on May 27, 2026, near Oroville, Washington. According to reporting that cited the Okanogan County Sheriff's Office, a caller contacted 911 after speaking with a man sitting in the shallow water of the Okanogan River. The caller reportedly turned away, heard a sound, then looked back and saw the man face down in the water, drifting with the current. At that point, authorities were not publicly identifying the man as Matt Brown. That detail matters. In fast-moving stories like this, social media often fills silence with certainty before officials can confirm the basics. But the sheriff's office was dealing with a search, a river, dangerous conditions, and an unidentified person. The public was dealing with fear because multiple signs pointed towards someone familiar. The river conditions made the search difficult. Reports described elevated water levels, strong currents, and debris. Search efforts included multiple agencies and equipment, but the river itself became part of the mystery. It was not just where the man had last been seen. It was also the reason the search became harder, slower, and more dangerous. As authorities worked, Bear Brown began speaking publicly about what he had heard. He said he could not confirm everything at first, but he feared the man seen near the river was Matt.
That he took his own life, and that they saw him floating down the river, and they called the police, and that they've been scouring, doing what they do, trying to find the body, and that so far they haven't been able to find any body. So all the witnesses and stuff are saying that it was Matt. Someone definitely did, and a lot of people are thinking that it's him. I can't confirm it 100%, but it looks like it is. So he has been struggling for a long time, with alcohol and with drugs and stuff, which is one of the reasons I made that video, because I was getting really worried about him. And he has, other issues and stuff too. And he has done a lot of stuff that people don't even know about. And everyone thinks the family has shunned him and won't have anything to do with him, but that's not actually the case. He didn't want anything to do with the family, but every time Gabe sees him, he's friendly with them. I have actually talked to him, and I always try to just encourage him to stay on his path, to just keep on his sobriety stuff. And before I left for Florida, I actually ran into him in Walmart, and we talked for a few minutes. And that was the last time I saw him, and he called me after that. And he said that he had fallen off the wagon. And I was like, well, get back on it, man. Everybody falls off, just get back on it. Go rehab if you've got to. You've got this. You've fought it a lot before and all. And that was the last call I had with him. And that was a little bit ago. he was going through like a really bad breakup. Apparently there was this girl that he really liked, and I guess they like broke up, and I guess he'd been drinking too much and stuff, and I don't know all the details to it. I would have never thought that Matt would have taken his own life, honestly. I would have never thought that. I know that he's, had problems and he struggles and stuff like that, but I never thought that he would take his own life. But I wanted y'all guys to hear it from the family first, and like I said, I can't 100% confirm that it's true, but it's looking very likely that it is the case. I will let y'all guys know more as I know more, but I will ask for you to please be respectful to the family, to my mom especially, and please don't blame her and stuff like that. Mom cares very much for Matt and always has been through a lot for him, a lot. So please don't attack my mom. Anyway, I just want to let y'all guys know. God bless. Alright, I have some really bad news about Matt that I wanted to share with y'all guys, but I wanted to start up by saying that I can't confirm that it's 100% true right now, but it is what I'm hearing. So I'm being told that late last night that Matt took his own life. And like I said, I can't confirm that that's true, but witnesses say that he was seen in a river, at a river, or close to a river, and
that early uncertainty is important because Bear was not presenting an official conclusion. He was describing what the family believed, what witnesses were reportedly saying, and why they were worried. Then came the update that changed the case. Bear later said a body had been found and identified as Matt. He told followers that Noah Brown was there and helped with the recovery and identification. That detail gave the public a family confirmation, but it also revealed how personal the scene had become.
About Matt, they found a body in the river a few hours ago, and it was positively identified as being Matt. Noah was with them and helped them pull the body out of the water, and Noah identified him. I would have never suspected he would have hurt himself, honestly. He struggled for a long time, as I've mentioned, and I was so worried he was going to end up, like OD'd or something like that. I didn't think that he would hurt himself. It does look as though the injury is self-inflicted. Obviously, the coroner and stuff saw us look at him and stuff. But I thought that you guys should know that it is him. I would ask people to please be respectful to my family and to my mom, and please watch the comments that you leave, guys. Sometimes words can hurt more than fists can, and a lot of people have to log in negative comments on Matt's stuff too. One of his last videos, he's actually talking about how negative people were on his posts. And you guys should keep in mind that people on the other side of your screen, people that you're watching a video of, they're real people too. And I know a lot of you guys have helped a lot as well, and you've been with my family and followed us for a long time, and I know they all have, and I appreciate it, and my family appreciates it as well. But I wanted to do this video to let y'all guys know, because everybody, you deserve to know. I'm going to go ahead and go though, but just ask you to please be kind, especially my siblings and stuff. If y'all want to leave negative stuff about myself, I honestly don't really care. Leave as many negative comments about me as you want, but please leave my family out of it. God bless.
This was no longer only an official search. It was a family confronting the worst possible outcome in real time. Matt Brown was known to viewers as the eldest son in the Brown family, the family at the center of Discovery's Alaskan Bush People. The series premiered in 2014 and followed the Browns as they built a public image around off-grid living, survival, and family unity. Matt appeared during the early years of the show when the family's wilderness lifestyle was still being introduced to millions of viewers. But the version of Matt that viewers saw on television was only one part of his story. Over time, his public life became more complicated. He stepped away from Alaskan Bush People in 2019 after publicly discussing addiction and treatment. Years earlier, he had spoken about recognizing that his drinking had become a problem and about entering rehab. In those statements, he described a turning point, a moment when he saw the direction his life could take if he did not get help. That history cannot be ignored, but it also cannot be used as a shortcut to explain everything. Addiction may be part of Matt's public story, but it does not automatically answer every question about his death. A rational, objective reading of the timeline says this: Matt had publicly documented struggles, his family described concern, and authorities were investigating an incident near the river. But the final cause and manner of death still belong to the coroner and official process. That is why Bear's own wording matters. He said the injury appeared self-inflicted, but he also acknowledged that the coroner still had to review the case. That is not a small detail. It is the boundary between a family member's painful understanding and an official determination. In a case this sensitive, that boundary is where responsible reporting has to stay. There is another part of the story that viewers are now examining closely: Matt's final public posts. In one of his recent videos, Matt told supporters he had spent a night sleeping in a cemetery because he could not find another place where he felt safe. He also thanked people for their encouragement and support. Looking back now, those words feel heavier, but they should still be handled carefully. A final video can offer context, but it is not a full explanation. It shows a man speaking publicly during a difficult period. It does not give the public permission to invent private motives. After leaving reality television, Matt built a separate online presence. His YouTube channel focused on recovery, outdoor life, personal reflection, and living outside the spotlight. For some viewers, that channel became a second version of Matt Brown, less produced than television, more direct and sometimes more vulnerable. It showed someone trying to shape his life after fame, family distance, and personal struggle. The family distance has also become part of the public discussion. Bear said Matt had become estranged from the family and had been struggling for a long time. But he also pushed back against the idea that the family simply abandoned him. His message was not clean or simple. It was grief mixed with frustration, love mixed with helplessness, and a request that people stop turning the family's pain into blame. That request is worth paying attention to. In the aftermath of a public death, comment sections can become a second tragedy. People who never knew the family begin assigning guilt, building theories, and rewriting relationships from the outside. Objectively, the public does not have enough information to determine what every family member did, felt, or tried to do behind closed doors. What is confirmed is that Bear asked people to be respectful, especially toward their mother, Ami Brown. There is also a reporting discrepancy around Matt's age. People and Entertainment Weekly reported that he was 42, while some other outlets listed him as 43. That may seem small compared to the rest of the story, but it shows why careful sourcing matters. When even basic details differ in the first wave of coverage, the responsible approach is to avoid overstating anything that is not settled. The verified timeline is painful enough without exaggeration. A man was reported in the Okanogan River. Authorities searched under difficult conditions. A firearm was recovered near the area where the man was last seen, according to reporting citing the sheriff's office. Bear Brown feared it was Matt before the identification was confirmed. Then Bear said the body had been found. Noah helped identify him, and the family finally had the answer they had been dreading. But the final official answer, is still narrower than many online posts suggest. Matt Brown has died. His family has confirmed the identification. His brother has spoken about what the death appeared to be. But the official cause remains pending until the proper authorities complete their review. The investigative question then is not whether Matt's life had warning signs. It did. The question is how much the public can responsibly say from those warning signs. The answer is not everything. We can say he struggled. We can say he sought treatment. We can say he stepped away from the show. We can say he built an online life focused partly on recovery. We can say his family described concern and distance. But we cannot pretend to know every private thought, every private conversation, or every final decision that led to the river. For longtime Alaskan Bush People viewers, Matt's death lands in a larger family story. His father, Billy Brown, died in 2021. The show itself ended after 14 seasons. The Brown family's public image was built around survival. But survival on television is not the same as survival in private life. That contrast is part of why this story feels so heavy. The family became famous for enduring wilderness conditions together. But the hardest battles Matt faced were not always the ones filmed for television. As of now, the clearest confirmed status is this. Matt Brown is dead. Bear Brown has publicly confirmed the identification. Noah Brown was reportedly present at the recovery and identification, and the official cause of death has not yet been publicly finalized. Until that changes, the most responsible version of the story is not a theory. It is a timeline. And that timeline leaves one final truth. Matt Brown's death is not just another reality TV update. It is a reminder that public figures are often most visible when their lives are least understood. Viewers saw the show, the family, the separation, the recovery videos, and the final reports. But between those public fragments was a real person living a complicated life outside the frame. For now, the family has asked for respect. The public record asks for caution. And the unanswered part of the case remains with officials, not social media. If you or someone you know is dealing with emotional distress, substance use struggles, or thoughts of self-harm, help is available in the United States and Canada by calling or texting 988.